Goodbye, no one. Me am Omar. I am not gonna do that the whole time. This is the Uncanny Omar. Stay tuned for an overview of the Bizarro Deluxe Edition from DC Comics. So here we have the Bizarro Comics in Deluxe Edition. I never thought we would get this particular story in Deluxe Edition. Before going any further though, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Ring that bell for notifications. All of that helps with our YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing. Alright, so Bizarro Comics Deluxe Edition. Yes, I really thought there were other Superman stories that needed to be collected in Deluxe Edition, like Man of Steel by John Byrne, but no, we are getting Bizarro. Interesting. Great collection though, and I'll talk a little bit about what's in here in a second. Here is what the spine looks like. By the way, that cover right there is drawn by the legendary Matt Groening, so creator of The Simpsons and Futurama. And there's the spine right there, Bizarro Comics, the Deluxe Edition. I love that they throw that in there. And then this is the other cover that they used for the other volume. So let's look at it under the dust jacket. Pretty much it's the exact opposite of what the dust jacket has. Now, let's get this open and talk about this particular collection. So let's get this opened. Here we have the bookend pages with some nice artwork there. Bizarro. By the way, this right here is this thick bookend page, and then we have glossy paper. The table of contents right there. There's lots of creators, and then the introduction. So the introduction is done by Kyle Baker, who did one of the stories, one of the best, awesome stories in here, that almost got pulled. So what is the concept of this? People have been asking me, what the heck is this about? They didn't know anything about it. Is it part of continuity? Is it part of continuity? Not really. It's kind of an honestly, that's how it started. This is all in Elseworld tales. But because they're not any more Elseworld, now we have Black Label. But nowhere on the book does it say Black Label or Elseworld. Whether it's continuity or not, it's up to you. The story is basically Mr. Mxyzptlk right there up against this creature known as A. And in order to defeat this creature, he has to team up with Superman. That's right. And it's funny, right? He goes through different dimensions trying to find Superman. Love that he sees Wonder Woman twice, just to check. And then he runs across Superman. Of course, he's got too much pride to ask Superman for help. So instead, he runs across this guy right here, Bizarro. To defeat this creature, or part of the task, Bizarro decides to help him out and draw a comic book. So that's what this is. You have a lot of creators in here doing their own take on these superheroes. None of them really fitting into any kind of continuity. As long as you know the basic premise of these characters, maybe some of their origin, it really will help you enjoy this particular book. So there's different artists, including Kyle Baker. I'll probably point out that one right there because that's one of my favorite ones, and you'll see why it was almost not printed. But you have artwork in here like this. Keep in mind, this is also 2001, so the independent artists and the writers that were around at this time are probably known for either being comedians these days or actually being, well-known artists and writers. And then some of them went on to animation, and maybe some of them disappeared into obscurity, and sadly some of them are no longer with us. But this is the type of artwork. I'm not going to flip through all the pages, but just showcasing some of them. Let's talk about Kyle Baker so you can understand what kind of stuff is in here. So this is the story that was pulled from, I think it was the 80-page Giant. It's about Letitia Lerner, this young lady right here, babysitting for the Kents. They leave them with baby Clark right there. And of course, baby Clark, like other babies, always gets into mischief. So this is like baby's day out, except it's good. It's funny. Because I can see why they wanted to pull this particular story or why they pulled it. And then I'm glad they printed it. But it's pretty much, this baby's trying to kill himself. And she's trying to help him from killing himself while the Kents are out. And normally this would put a lot of real babies in danger, of course, so they had to be cautious about releasing this particular story, such as Clark walking into a microwave, which is not good, right? You don't want to see that image, but I know there was a big ordeal about this particular story. But it's here in print in the way that it was supposed to be originally released. And then you have other characters in here. You have anything from Commandi, you have obscure characters, some of the obscure Legionnaires from the Legion of Superheroes, and they're all just funny takes. They range anywhere from funny to comical to something for kids. And honestly, to me, this feels like an all ages kind of thing. I guess it depends on the type of parent that you are. There's really no mature content in here, and none of it is in continuity. They're all just, to me, just funny stuff that you would see in independent comic books. And I think that's why a lot of people really enjoyed this, because back then, the big two weren't really taking chances. Yes, I realized that Marvel did the whole Marvel Knights thing, the Marvel Max thing, and got a lot of independent writers and artists to come on board. So maybe, damn it, I take back what I say. They were experimenting, reaching out to different writers and artists to take over their ongoing titles, but not really anything like this, not an anthology of things like this, because the big two always have a fear of artwork, independent artwork, or indie comics for the cool kids. I don't even know what the comics with an X at the end, whatever the cool kids are calling it these days, that's what I'm talking about. That kind of artwork being in their big two properties. There's always this fear that I don't think anybody's going to purchase this kind of stuff because the artwork is too cartoony, it's too independent, doesn't look anything like our superheroes. Let me show you this awesome alternative take on Superman and Wonder Woman. Art like this is the kind of stuff my wife and I were just cracking up about when we were reading this. And I was sharing a lot of this with my daughter, who's 12 years old. Like I said, it really depends on the type of parent you are. But this is the kind of stuff that you're going to be finding in here. An alternate reality where these characters exist. That's my kind of humor. I'm skipping around a bunch here just to kind of give you an idea of the range of artwork that you're going to be looking at. You know, some people like realistic art styles. Some people like Silver Age artwork. Some people like Golden Age. Some people like 90s. Some people like modern. Whatever the hell modern is these days, I don't know. And then some people really like independent stuff. Me, I love it all. So alternative cartoonists like this, absolutely, I'm in. You're talking to a guy that reads his favorite manga is a love story and Berserk, which is really a love story. But anyway, it's that kind of stuff. But yeah, I completely see why people would not dig this though. I get it. You're going to be paying. This is a $50 book. It has 440 pages. And if this is not the artwork for you, then this book is not for you. However, there's a lot of charm. There's a lot of cool, cute little things in here. There's a lot of funny things, at least I find funny. So think of something like Mad Magazine, for example. That's the kind of stuff to be expecting in here. Kyle Baker's story, I just wanted to show that one because that was one of the most controversial, and it's the kind of stuff that you'll be seeing in here. Some of the names you're going to be seeing in here, such as Paul Pope, Patton Oswalt, Paul Dini, just to name a few of the creators that are in here. Oh, Evan Dorkin. And yeah, so there's a lot of popular writers and artists that are in here, some that have blown up, others that kind of stayed away and stayed with the indie scene. But this is, yeah, like for example, this is realistic art style. I think people would dig this, but also has that indie little twist to it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, not every story is funny, not every story is good, but the good stuff really, to me, made this completely worth owning. It's a fun book that features interesting interpretations of the superheroes, and I think whether you're a Superman collector or whether you're just a DC fan, I think anybody would be happy to have in their library. As far as the extras, no extras. Okay, no extras. But let's look at this binding. So, believe it or not, it is sewn binding, but we have so much glue down here. It's not that bad, though, because there's really, within this particular collection, not that many spread pages. And the book, as you could probably tell, does a really good job staying opened. You know, for 440 pages, love that art. This does remind me of Cracked and Mad Magazine. And here's another Kyle Baker story here in the back featuring Alfred. Oh, there's a really cute story here about a little boy that breaks into the Batcave. Ah, solid. But as you can tell, front, back, stays open. Not a lot of spread pages throughout the book. There are some splash pages, so it's not that big of a deal, at least to me. But anyway, this is the deluxe edition of Bizarro Comics. And that, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this book, don't forget to check out our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They pride themselves on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. Check out the bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. CGN is excited to announce that they are now taking pre-orders. They're making it easier for you to ensure that you don't miss out on the hottest releases. CGN is currently running a special promotion for your mentees. If you're a first-time customer, let them know that you were referred by Near Mint Condition. edition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. This promotion is valid for U.S. customers only. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount and quality shipping and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and the build of this deluxe edition. Let me know if you're picking it up, if you've never read any of these stories, if you've never heard about this, if you're upgrading from your 2001 trade paperback or hardcover editions. Let me know all those comments down below, or if you have any more questions. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button, and ring that bell for notifications to let you know when our videos are going live. We are on Spreadshop and on Patreon. Amazing ways to support the channel if you can do so. Everyone, please stay healthy, stay safe out there. Much love.